Business is breaking and business is good. Welcome, ZiggyNo here. Quick update. Thanks for stopping by the channel. First of all, um, today we're going to talk a little bit about sports card breaking, my favorite topic. It really is. I can't tell you how much I just love freaking breaking, and I think it has so far to go. Like I really do, and I'll talk about that a little bit today. We'll talk about distribution, and I might talk a little bit about the future of this channel. But let me start with, okay, Carvin Chung talks about marketing and the marketing investments that Panini made. Very, very important point. I want to come back to that later on. Later on. Also, Dr. Beckett talks about the 20-40-40 distribution of products to the sales channel that Ruben discussed. Again, thought he was very insightful because he first of all said, I'm glad he even said that. There's already been suspect that a lot of it was sitting in these big box stores because to be honest, guys, a company like Fanatics is not moving 100% of the product through local card stores. They can't do that. It would take too much time, money, and effort shipping it, right, to each local card store, distributing each local card store in some fair and equitable way, and to think that's going to prevent the breaking of those cards to happen anyway. They'd just be bought and then broke at local card stores. I'll tell you that because back in the day, it's funny when people my age say back in the day, but I do mean back in the day, 2016, 17. I remember I lived near Blowout Cards, and they used to be the best price product in the market. Like you'd go to Blowout for the best price. They always had the best price. I mean, honestly, back in the day, it was a price-driven market, right? Like the manufacturer come out of product, say 150, and then Blowout be like 145. Like I'm going to Blowout to buy it, and then you see still sitting. These other guys be a little bit closer to that, and then the market would change. But anyway, but back in those days, I would actually offer on my Facebook group, I would go out and buy product from Blowout and then I'd bring it home to my house and break it for my friends at cost or a little bit plus or whatever. But so that was actually where back in the day it started was these products sat at these major manufacturers, these major retailers, distributors, and they were the ones that were actually pumping it to the breakers, right? And then here's another point. They would control the breakers, right? If I'm a distributor, hey, you want some of that natural treasures that I see you're making a ton of money off of breaks? Well, you're going to have to take some of those hoops, right? They controlled the distributing market, the channel controlled the local card stores, they controlled the breakers, they controlled the buyers. That's where the money was made. And that's what really, when you look at the space, when you come back and take a step back, Fanatics, and I can't remember who told you that. I think it has to be Dr. Beckett talked about this. They basically looked at the market and said, look, we're not going to give all that. We're not going to force the channel to digest the entire product and then let them make all the margin on the fluctuation. We're going to slowly feed the channel. Here's a chunk. What's the market say? Okay. Then we're going to release some more. Okay. We're going to need some more. They're going to raise their price and continue to do this, right? It's like kind of slowly feeding the market, the product, and therefore controlling. Is this price controlling? I'd have to look into this, but that's what you're hearing them say. Um, is that bad? It's stopping distributors from sitting there, getting fat off it. I think that's why you have a lot of complaining, though, is that people are upset about it in the channel. As a consumer, before I was a breaker, I've always argued that I want more product direct access to me. I will say I'm disappointed in that ability in the last few years with Finex. They have the Montgomery Club. I actually think it's worse than it was when it started. I really mean that. It used to be a system where you got a great price. You were getting like not a wholesale price, but maybe it was a wholesale price. I don't know. You were getting a good price for one box of every product, or not every product, but of the exclusive products they were dropping. Now you're just getting market pricing on whatever product it is. So if it was like Topps Chrome, Sapphire at 4.99, you're going to get one box at 4.99. Well, the value is that you're going to get one at 4.99, but everybody's paying 4.99, right? It used to be you get it for like say 3.99. You have $100 and you could play with or whatever. Fanatics has totally gotten rid of that, and I have to say I don't know if that's going to work in the long term because here's the problem with that is that when times get lean, who, who who's going to pick up that slack? Will the collector do it? Like, look at Panini Prism right now. I have to assume again that's an allocated product at around $300 a box, probably manufactured product around $150 a box. But I think it's selling around $700, so there's still some margin on that. If that gets too much closer down to the low part, which I don't think it would because of, well, first of all, it's Panini's last license year or whatever, but it's things like that I worry about. And I guess I worry more when Fanatics has full license and full control. Will they be able to continue managing this pricing model and controlling the distribution of channel? The breaking industry, what's great about that, and I think I heard, here's another thing, it just shocked me, guys. Listen to Carvin Chung on Sports Card Live talked about back in like the 90s. If a manufacturer made a product, and don't quote me on this, but like a Fleer made a product, a Basel product, and it was not being consumed, they let the local card store ship it back for refunds And when the manufacturers got that product, they destroyed it. Do you believe that? Is that accurate? I'm shocked by that. I really am. I'm shocked by that. I'm shocked. Like, there's not some Fleer guys like, yeah, we got cases of stuff they were told to distribute, but we didn't. I mean, because I'm thinking about stuff like there's product, like his point was, there's products that number to 100, but you're never going to see the full 100 run because some of the product was destroyed or it never was opened. Because back in those days, there was no fast distribution for velocity like braking provides. So here's my why I'm getting to where I'm going today. I love Dr. Beckett's comments about, having the visibility on braking. I think braking will become more 50% or greater as far as per product. Um, Retail, I think will fluctuate based on market demand. If the market demand's out there for it, I think it will stay at 20%. I actually think it's going to come back. It'll decrease because your working classes are getting worse. There's a lot of retail sitting in the markets right now. And I think you're going to see a little contraction in that space, which I don't think is a bad thing. I'm not going to panic over that. I do look at Walmart and see what the status is of the shelves, but not as concerned. Local card stores, I don't know. In fact, here's an idea I had, guys, real quickly. I was thinking about this the other day. What I think Fanatics should do, they make these on-demand products, right? And they made the product for Fanatics Fest. They should make products for regional and or sporting event but they would tie them to shows. Let me give you an example. Let's say they did a show in Orlando, right? And let's say the All-Star game's down there for a sport or some event. Make a exclusive set of Topps Chrome, Orlando All-Stars for whatever sport it might be, only available at that conference, at that event. That would be a groundbreaking way for Fanatics events to then drive traffic to these events. Like my big complaint about Fanatics events last year was they had two products that were exclusive to the public. Really one, the Topps Chrome, and then the Applejack guy, Travis Jack, Applejack guy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Travis X, they had his product there. They should have more of that, and they should do a better job of every year, having like, hey, we're gonna have a freaking an October set, right? You'd have a spring set for baseball, an October set for football, I don't know, basketball set in the winter, something else in the summer. My point is, make exclusive sets around events and regional shows. Like if Chantilly, for example, you have the DC Sports Card Chantilly show. They do it 3 times a year. So you could make three different products, but you could do one. And like tie it into like the Washington, DC with cherry blossoms and baseball and football, whatever it could be. But man, I'm telling you, the reason I say that is you need something to drive attendance to these events that makes them collectible. And I go back to I think Fanatics, not Fanatics Fest. Comic-Con. That's what Comic-Con said, right? You had exclusive event merchandise. Make exclusive event merchandise in the form of cards. Seems to me like a no-brainer. Anyway, that was just, I'll have to make a separate video on that later on. That was what they call one of those tangents. Um, Back to breaking. Um, Another thing I heard when you think about this whole market, I really think what we need to do, like right now, breaking, so much focus on breaking is on the breakers. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to move that to the consumer, the buyer of the breaks. Like I really want to put it on like I want there to be tournaments where buyers are competing and breaking tournaments. I really do. I really think that's the way to go, man. I'm telling you, you put together on release weekend for the 48 hours. These are the targets. If you're hitting these cards, you get paid bounties by, Topps gives bounties or something. The tournament puts together bounties, but bounty eyes a weekend gamify, and I heard this from Carvin Chung as well. Gamify the hobby. Gamify a weekend release where again I'm chasing and I'm hitting stuff and I'm sharing that. I think and then you're wearing like patch. You're not wearing patches, but I'm ZiggyNo, man. I'm Team Break One. We're going after all the Chicago Bears, blah 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 blah. Whatever it might be. Give me some break strategy. People want that stuff, man. They really do. And I really think again, going back to this, breaking is why is it so villainized? I think the reason it's so villainized is because here's my answer to that. And again, probably make a separate video on this. It's the easiest target in the hobby because it happens on camera. Okay. When something bad happens in the hobby, most of the time it's hearsay, right? A theft, a scam, an asshole, whatever it is. Did you hear what Billy did? You hear about the theft over here? Some guy lost this. Seldom do you have the camera evidence to show that. Even when you do the camera evidence, like the Dallas Card Show $1 million theft, it didn't really do much good. But in breaking, When there's a fuck up, when there's an asshole move, when someone takes the cards off camera and hides something, it's right there on camera. When scams go down, they go down on camera, and then there's expected to be repercussions, and everybody's a scammer, and damn them all, they're all bad. Which is vilifying, vilifying. In fact, again, I go back to this. I don't know why, but I think we need association, a breakers association where again, if you're a breaker at some point, you can apply to be part of the association. And then as an association member, I don't know. I don't know enough to talk about this, but you get some voting right. You get some auditing ability. They come look at you. Yes, you're a valid member. And then that way, as a consumer, if I bought from a breaker who is part of this breakers association, I'd know there's some recourse. Hey, he's audited. He has an A+ rating. Here's the complaints he's had about him, or here are the comments. I have third parties reviewed this. I think that is critical to building out this infrastructure. And I'll tell you again, there's so many places where this could happen. So many places this could take place. I think part of it is a lot of things I'm talking about. It takes some investment, takes some time, money to be invested in it before it's going to show fruit. Not that it's not too late. I think these are still early ideas. Anyway, as I'm babbling on, I will close with this. I have blacked out most content on this channel. I'll leave this up for a little bit, but I'll be blacking out more content. I'm thinking about taking this channel in a totally different direction. Really am. I dig the YouTube stuff, man, but to be honest, this channel ain't growing. And I'm thinking about going into some new content. Like, comment, subscribe.